Hello everybody, welcome you all at Learning is Fun with Prajnaparamita. I am again with you with another important topic, and today I am going to tell you how to write a letter to the editor of a newspaper. This topic is very common topic for any kind of examination, any kind of competitive examination as well. And while you are going to write a letter to the editor, you have to know how you can score more marks out of this writing. So, I am going to tell you today how to score good marks while writing a letter to the editor and what are the areas you have to keep in mind while writing this type of letter and simple tricks to score marks. So if you watch this video lesson till the end, you will definitely able to know how to score good marks while you are asked to write a letter to the editor of a newspaper. So stay with me till the end to know all these tricks very clearly. First, if we are talking about the format of editorial letter, I have already a video lesson about letter writing where I have discussed what are the different type of letters, that is a formal letter and an informal letter, and the editorial letter writing is a kind of the formal letter. And when I am talking about, or you are just asked to write an editorial letter writing, you have to know there are three parts of an editorial writing. That is, you have to know what are the structural part, then you have to know the body, and there in that body part, that is your letter about which type of topic you are going to discuss and what should be that conclusion, and finally you have your conclusions as well. So if you consider these part, the structural part and the presentation part and your language of writing, all these are, if you keep in mind these three things together, you can score a good marks. First, I am going to tell you about the structural part of an editorial writing. As all of you know that the editorial writing is a kind of or type of formal letter. I have a video lesson about how to write a formal letter. There I have discussed how to start or what should be the structure of a formal letter. Today I repeat again for those who didn't watch that video lesson yet. Here, when we are talking about the formal letter, that is an editorial letter, you have to start your letter from the left hand side. That is when you are asked to write an editorial letter, just at the top of your left hand side you have to mention the sender's address, that is your address. This is the sender's address who is writing the letter. The address of that person is mentioned at the top of the letter, and it is started from your left hand side. And there, after that, you have to mention date. Suppose today I am going to write this letter, so I have mentioned the date of today, that is 21st June 2021. Then the receiving editor's address, and here you have to mention the receiving editor's address, that is the editor, the Times of India, Bidhannagar, Sector 5, Kolkata 700019. And after that, this is very vital, the subject of the letter. You should have to mention the subject of the letter. Then after that, that is salutation, that is respected sir or madam. Then there is the body part. Here in that body part is divided into three parts or three paragraphs. In the body of an editorial writing, you have to mention three paragraphs clearly. clearly. That is the opening paragraph that consists of the purpose of letter writing, why you are going to write this letter. Then after that, in the second step para, or in the second part of that body part, you have to mention the detailed subject matter, and in the third para you have to mention the conclusion. And I'm going to tell you each and every detail, because if you consider all these things properly, if you maintain all these decorum properly, you can be able to score good marks in editorial writing. And after that, complimentary closing, that is yours sincerely, like that. And finally you have to write the sender's name and signature. You find here my name is given here because I'm going to write this letter. And this is the structural part, and this structural part is very much important, because if you maintained all these 8 points in your letter, you can get a marks. And if the letter writing, suppose you think that it is about 10 marks, so you can get 4 marks out of 10 if you maintained, or if you mentioned all these 8 points clearly. This is the point. The letter writing may be 20 marks or 10 marks, I have told you. So if it is, suppose you take it is 10 marks, you are given 10 marks. So you have to, if you mention all these 8 points, you can get 4 out of 10. Now, what should be the body of a letter? As I have told you, the body part, or after doing all that thing, that is the sender's address, date, the receiving editor's address, subject, salutation, everything, then you have to write the body of the letter, because here in that part you have to tell to the editor that what or why you are writing this letter. So this body part contains 3 paragraphs. In the paragraph 1, you have to introduce yourself, and of course you have to tell the purpose of writing the letter in brief. These 2 points is very important for the paragraph 1. So when you are going to start writing an editorial letter, or a letter to the editor, first in the first para you have to introduce yourself, who are you, and say why are you writing this letter, and it is in brief. In brief means in very short version. You have to tell the editor of that newspaper about yourself and about or the cause of your writing. Then in the next paragraph you have to give the details of the subject matter. Here you have to discuss the detail of the subject matter, that is why you are writing this letter, what is your point of view, and how it can this type of writing may help the public, because a newspaper always is for the people's opinion. So you have to mention all these things in the paragraph 2nd. And finally, you have to conclude the paragraph, and conclude by mentioning what you expect from the editor, because this is an editorial writing. You have to say, or you have to point out some burning issues of day-to-day life, and it is the purpose of that newspaper to voice forth, or on behalf of you they should just voice forth all these things to the other people, or they build the public opinion as well. So here you conclude by maintaining or mentioning what you expect from the editor. For example, you may want him to highlight the issue in his newspaper or magazine. This is the point. You have to tell that editor that you have to highlight that issue in his or her newspaper or magazine. So these are the three paragraphs, and these, if you consider or if you write, if you maintain these three paragraphs properly, you can score a good marks in an editorial writing. Next. So, how to start a letter to the editor? This is a very vital point. Why it is very vital? Because we often say, I beg to draw your attention. Why should we beg? We don't beg, we are not beggar, because this is this type of vocabulary we just get from the British, because we are the servant, but now we are not the servant, we are the citizen of an independent nation, and we are proud of ourselves and our country, so no more begging anywhere. So how can you start your letter then? I have mentioned here some phrases. You can choose any of the phrases given here, and you can start your letter easily if you remember this type of phrases frequently. So first you can write, I am a daily reader of your highly prestigious newspaper. Here you have to introduce yourself, that is, I am a daily reader of your highly prestigious newspaper. Kindly grant my humble writing a little space in your daily. So here you can start your writing by saying that, or more precisely, you can write, I am writing to draw your attention towards some topics. You have to mention the topic, or you have to say, I am writing to bring to your notice, or you can say, I am writing to tell you about, or it may be, I am writing to make you aware. So you can choose any of these phrases and you can start your editorial writing or your letter to the editor. But remember, don't start the letter by saying, I beg to draw your attention, because this is not a good vocabulary for a letter writing, and it can't be able to help you to score more marks. Now here I am going to discuss, as I have told you at the beginning of this video lesson, I am going to tell you that I am going to discuss the topic about the increase in price of petrol and diesel and cooking gas and the inconvenience caused by these things. So here, as I have told you, you have to start your letter from the left hand side corner, and here you have to mention the sender's address, that is your address is has to be mentioned here, and after that you have to mention the date, then the editor, the Times of India, that is the editor, and the receiver editor address is here, and after that you have to mention the subject, that is inconvenience due to the increase in price of petrol, diesel and cooking gas, and this is the subject of the letter. The subject is very much important for any kind of letter writing as well, and when it is an editorial letter writing, you have to do, or you must mention these title as well. You have to mention the subject as well, and after that this is the salutation part, that is respected sir or madam, etc. Now I am going to tell you, this is a para 1 because here in this slide I am going to tell you how to start the para 1 for the editorial writing. I am writing to draw your attention towards the menace of rising prices of petrol, diesel and cooking gas that causes tremendous trouble for the common people all over India. Kindly grant my humble writing a little space in your renounced daily. So this should be the way to start a proper or a good editorial writing that can help you to score more marks. Now, in the first paragraph, you have already mentioned the purpose of your writing. Here, I have started the letter. As you have noticed that I am writing to draw your attention here. You can start like that. I am a daily reader of your newspaper, etc. And I am writing to draw your attention towards your the menace of rising price of petrol and diesel, etc. So here these paragraph contains the purpose of letter writing, and in the second paragraph here you have to mention or discuss about the topic. That is, you can write that price rising letter like this: the entire world is seriously affected by COVID-19. We are also going through these tremendous situation. Along with these, the rising prices of diesel and petrol regularly adds an extra burden to the people of our country. This leads to the rise of prices of essential commodities. The daily necessities of life are becoming expensive with each passing day. Prices of wheat, flour, rice, pulses, sugar, and vegetable oil have touched a new heights. Not only the poor, but the middle and the upper middle class people are the worst sufferer of this situation. So look at here. Here you have to mention all the scenario regarding the price hiking. That is the petrol and diesel, the rising price of petrol and diesel, and the cooking gas that leads to, and the effect of that price rising or the price hiking of diesel and petrol that results in the price hiking of the daily necessity. So all these points you have to clear in these paragraphs. And what is the main thing? That is, not only the poor but the middle and the upper middle class people are the worst sufferer of this situation. Big businessmen and hoarders. This is not this is a typo, for sorry for that unwilling mistake. So this is an hoarders. Okay, businessman and hoarders, H instead of B. Here you have to mention as H. Hoarders store things and create artificial shortage in the market. This leads to an increase of price. In this situation, it is really a challenge to maintain a family with fixed income. Along with the poor and lower middle class, the daily wage earner are terribly crushed. So here in this paragraph, in the paragraph second, you have to mention some points. That is, your first point is what is the main issue, that is the price rising of diesel and petrol and the effect of that main issue, that is the if the diesel and petrol, the price of diesel and petrol goes up and up, or that leads to the price rising of essential commodities, and how it can affect the people, that is poor middle class people, lower middle class people, even the upper middle class people, and the daily wage earner, they are the terrible sufferer of these conditions. So you have to mention all these points here. Now, in the last paragraph, this is again important because here you have to mention about your viewpoint, and of course you are giving some solution to resolve this problem. So you can write this last paragraph like this: under these circumstances, I would therefore request you to highlight this burning issue in your daily, so that the government needs to look into the issue more sympathetically. More fair price depots should be set up, and shopkeepers and traders must be ordered to put price list of essential commodities. Along with the price of petrol, diesel and LPG is needed to be reduced without delay, so that the people should get a relief. So this is the main thing, and this is the thing you have to mention in the last paragraph, that is the solution to your problem or to the problem. So, and finally you have to end your letter like this, thanking you with regard. This is the complimentary ending, and here yours truly or yours sincerely, then your name and signature. So these are the thing, and if you consider all these things very clearly and very minutely, if you follow these tricks and tips, you can score good marks in letter writing. Hope you like this video lesson. If you have any queries, you can ask me through the message as well. You can comment in the comment section, and if you like this video, please put a like also. And no more today. Thank you for listening, and bye bye.